Today we're going to be doing adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions without negatives. Okay, so if we have a problem like this that doesn't have negatives, we're going to go ahead and use this method to solve this problem. Okay, we're going to use a calculator to solve this. So how we're going to enter the calculator is very, very important. So what I'm going to do right here is in red, I'm going to show you the steps that I would use entering it into my calculator. So what your calculator screen would look like would be exactly what I'm going to write here before we go ahead and push enter. Alright. So what we're thinking about this is we have two numbers being subtracted. We have this number and this number. And we're trying to find the difference between those. So the important thing to think about is this number needs to be in parentheses and this number needs to be in parentheses. Whatever this is, we're going to subtract it with whatever this is. Okay, so that's why we put parentheses around there. So here's how we're going to enter it into our calculator. We're going to put parenthesis here, then we're going to do 3 plus our fraction. Our fraction here is 1/7. Remember, fractions always are entered in parentheses. 1 divided by 7, close parenthesis. So we have 3 plus 1/7. Remember, this whole thing needs to be in parentheses, so right here there needs to be another parenthesis. That's going to be very important. Okay, so you have the big parentheses right here, and then you have the small parenthesis where just our fraction portion was in it. Okay, so that's 3 and 1/7 minus, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to have a big set of parentheses. So in our calculator we're hitting parenthesis 2 plus 3 divided by 5. 3 divided by 5, just like that, and we'll push enter. So once again in your calculator, I'm going to pick it up now. I'm going to type a parenthesis. I'm going to do 3 plus parenthesis 1 divided by 7. Close the parenthesis on this, and close the parenthesis for the whole number. So there's going to be two parentheses right next to each other right here. Minus, because we're subtracting in this example, parenthesis 2 plus parenthesis 3 divided by 5, 3 divided by 5, close the parenthesis on that, and then close the big parenthesis. So I'll bring it to the screen and show you what it looks like in the calculator. So we have parenthesis 3 plus parenthesis 1 divided by 7 parenthesis minus parenthesis 2 plus parenthesis 3 divided by 5 parenthesis, and then we just push enter and it gives us our answer. Notice our answer is in decimal form. We want to turn it back to a fraction. Remember how to turn a decimal to a fraction? We hit second, PRB, enter, and we get 19/35. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to put equals 19/35. And that is adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing without negatives. But I've only done a subtraction here. So if this was a division problem, then we would have just changed it to division here. If it was a multiplication problem, then we would have just changed it to multiplication here. And lastly, if it was an addition problem, we would have just changed it to addition there. So that's no big deal. The operation doesn't really matter, just as long as we're entering these things correctly in parentheses. Our next example will be adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing with negatives. Thank you.